Welcome to your February check-in. My name is Jenessee Roy and I am your chakra guide for the red and blue path this February 10th. So as we enter this part of our cycle, we are stepping into the new beginning. And so this is where truly all of the activation starts to happen. If you have not journeyed with me since the beginning of the month, I encourage you to go back and pick your path, whether it be the red path or the blue path, because depending on what path you have picked and what energies you are walking with this month kind of will determine how we go about looking at your chakra system. We'll use that as an overlay, but if you're new, you can stick around and just look to see what kind of energy is coming up through each of the chakras. But really it will help to anchor and help really define in a bigger way what kind of energy you could be dealing with as you enter the infusion of the energy for this month here, starting around the 10s and going up into the 20s of the month. And so as we come into the new moon, as well as full force Mercury retrograde, we've got a lot of things shifting, lots of energy boiling and coming to the surface. So I want to just do a quick touch in. So if you are red path, you picked red path, and your mastery is all about using your voice in the moment to create awareness. What's transitioning and awakening for you here at the 10th is going to be all about prudence. So it's about having a respect for how you're using the voice and making sure that your voice is being used intuitively, right when you get it in your mind, right when your mind is processing something and then you speak it. That is how you're supposed to be opening yourself. You are supposed to think it, intuitively know it, receive that information, and then express it. This is how you stay on path. This is how you stay aligned to your mastery this month, red path, which again, the mastery for you is all about being in the present moment and being able to use that voice to clear away the fog, to bring you that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And so that's red path for this month. Now, blue path was all about the mastery being getting rid of the illusion and starting to trust yourself, starting to see past all the false, all the, again, the illusion in this reality, and truly starting to trust your own intuition, what you know to be true, your authentic discernment. This was all about what blue path was opening, was learning about themselves. It's about, this is the time. You have to fully trust in your own intuitive abilities. And so the new beginning for you came in around the distrust or the obsessive tendencies you tend to connect into other people. So again, the new moon in the beginning of the month is when we start getting activated by things outside of us. For you, blue path, the activations come in with people outside of you, possibly making you second guess what you know to be true. And so again, your whole mastery is about staying aligned to your intuition. It's about staying open in your mental field and trusting in what you are perceiving to be the highest, clearest truth of the matter. And now what this month is ushering in for you is maybe a whole lot of naysayers, a whole lot of people with different opinions or perspectives. And will you let go of what you know to be true and listen to what somebody outside of you is telling you, or trust in that, or even try and project into a potential that serves maybe their ideals instead of what you know to be true, right? So for you, this new beginning is about staying inward, staying connected to what's happening here, trusting in your feelings, your intuition, so that you can move forward in the most harmonious way. So now how we're going to do the reading this month, we've got a chakra read going on for the beginning of this month. And so I want you to just take a nice deep breath, inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through an opened mouth, grounding all of that beautiful energy back into this moment. That is a really quick grounding breath to bring and call everything back into the here and now. So now whatever you're working on this month, whatever and why ever you picked red or blue path, I would encourage you now to hold that as a guiding light. But we're going to look into what could be transitioning. Again, we've got lots of things happening right now in our universe and the stars and astrology. Again, I'm not smart enough to go through it here. You got to look at somebody else for that. But I do know that we've got intense energy. We are really working really hard right now. And so there's just a ton of shifting, moving, changing energy. We're moving full steam ahead. And so I want to make sure we're all doing this in a way that we're staying balanced and in alignment. So I want you to pick one, and if you're crazy, I know all of you out there who do this, maybe pick two, but you got a lot of stuff you're working on this month, so I really highly suggest just pick one that feels and seems most suited to your energy right now. And I'm going to go through those now. So root chakra is all about your family, or it's about what you're building, right? Your empire, your foundation, that which is keeping you stable right now. Those people who are building a house or moving or something like this, right? A lot of foundational stuff will come up here. Your family, your foundation. So if any of that is what is most predominant in your reality right now, that's where all your energy of movement and change is, then I'd suggest you stick with root chakra, and we'll give you a little touch into what you could be working with as we move through this the 10s, right? The 10s to the 20. So then those of you working on relationships, so maybe blue path, maybe this is where you are, and red path, maybe you're here with the throat chakra, maybe it's as easy as that. But relationship energy, so those of you, again, could be maybe in a Valentine's Day thing here that you might want to pick sacral chakra. Those of you creatively engaged right now, it would be sacral chakra energy. So for those of you who are dealing with things with yourself, if you're feeling like there's something you need to understand more fully about yourself, if you're having problems with yourself, or this could even be career, it could be things like resume, identity, how you self-identify, anything to do with you, the human journey right now, pick solar plexus chakra. And I'm going to do a card read for these in a minute. Heart chakra would be those people who are maybe affected by the world. This could be really emotional people right now, people who feel really empathic, like they're picking up on a lot of stuff outside of themselves, not quite sure how to process it. I'd say stick with heart chakra here. Or if you want to know, some understanding of what that bridge energy is. If you feel a little bit stuck in between the divine and the human path right now, pick heart chakra. Those of you with voice, throat chakra stuff going on, speaking your truth, or the deceit maybe that you feel around you, anything with the voice and integrity and words, then go with throat chakra. Third eye chakra will be for people who are looking for a greater perspective right now, to get the bigger meaning of things, or anything going on with the mind, your own mental field. Again, blue path, this might be something for you because your mastery is about trusting what's coming in your third eye chakra instead of shutting it down and distrusting or going into the illusion. So that might be another good one to look at for you, blue path. And then crown chakra will be for purpose. Where am I going? Maybe if you feel stuck, what is my purpose? Why am I here? These bigger esoteric questions. Then stick with crown chakra. So we're going to go one by one and read each card here and see what you picked you can add into this kind of a melting pot of what you're creating for yourself this month. Again, blue path, your mastery is to master the illusion, to master your own intuitive sense, and where you're getting stuck, and what's happening, what's infusing into your field right now. You're probably going to be one of the people most affected by the energy that comes in right now between the 11th and the 14th, where we're going to have some fiery energy between people. And so your infusion of energy here around the beginning of this month is going to be about relationships and seeing where some of the disconnects with relationships are. Red path, again, mastery is using your voice to clear away the fog, and then your the energy that's infusing into you right now is trusting that if you can think it, you need to speak it. Think it, speak it. No, it's like that. Sometimes it could be considered tactless, but right now it needs to be heard. Your voice needs to be be heard. If you can think it, you better be putting it into words or things are going to break down around you. So let's read now and see kind of more of the information we can bring in. So those of you who are picking root chakra, the extra bit of information that that you're getting this month is all about, it's about your solar plexus chakra, and this is going to be a hypo solar plexus chakra. So the hypo solar plexus chakra is all about low self-esteem. And again, if we're looking at people who are kind of, a lot of their energy right now is in building their foundation, could be family stuff, but it's a lot of whatever is keeping you stable, how you're building your foundation, what's supporting you. What this would say is there's been a pullback. There's been a distrust in who you are and what you're building. That there's an identity crisis here. These people, when we see this energy come up, a hypo solar plexus chakra, you tend to get into this thought process of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough. It's all these I statements that you're self-judging, that limit who you are, that limit your capacity to continue going forward. And so you end up repeating patterns of your past because you're getting stuck in these lower limiting cycles of who you think you are, what you think you're capable of. So for you, I would say one of these things, in order to get going, in order to make sure you're not getting stuck here in this new moon energy, is to really bring yourself back into center. The center of the solar plexus chakra is going to be all about it's truly about the motivation. It's about the energy. It's like, what got you to this point? What got you where you were, building what you're building, the empire, or changing houses or locations, or however you're leading your family, or whatever it is, whatever this foundational aspect of you right now is. There's self-doubt, and we can't have you continue with self-doubt, because that's going to limit the energy that goes into creating this as a reflection of you. Right now, if you continue with this limiting energy, it will be a reflection of the limitations, and you want this to be a reflection of the truth of you, not those limitations. So make sure you stay big, stay expansive. It takes a lot of energy. It's going to take your motivation. So cultivate the motivation to keep going, cancel the negative thought processes, and continue to put in just the faith in yourself, because whatever got you to this point, you're here. So continue. It's just going to take a little bit more energy. Again, when we get into the 20s of this month, I think an astrologer told us the 24th of the month, things really break energetically in a good way. And so just hold on, keep going, but trust in yourself and what's gotten you to this point. So now, people with relationship stuff or working on creative projects, we're going to read you next at sacral chakra, of course. So for you, what you're being told, I'm sure this is probably more relationship than people with creative projects. So I'm going to read this as a relationship. So this is our patience energy. And so this is all about when relationships meet the energy of your willpower. And so what it's saying is that your energy, your determination to get things going, to move things along, to speed things up, to get this other person to see it the way you see it, it is just not working. That you guys are at two different levels. And so what it's asking you to do is have patience. Again, in this highly charged energy right now, between the 10s and the 20s of the month, you need to understand that there is a need to just pull back, to allow this person to be who they are. You can still be who you are, but don't project. Don't put a lot of what you expect on this person. Pull it back. Allow them to be them right now, and you just be you right now, and things will naturally rebalance and settle out, and then you can come back together. But you're being asked to just slow it down, have patience. Again, relationship energy right now, there's a lot of contentious energy in the air. And, if you were to be maybe overly aggressive is the only word I'm coming up with, overly passionate, aggressive, attached to somebody else's agenda or their journey right now, it might backfire. So just slow your roll, pull back, allow things to go naturally. It's almost just like, if you were gonna say something or gonna do something, it's like maybe take a step back and don't do it the first time it comes around. Like, pull back, wait for it to happen again, and then if it keeps happening, then you can kind of exert your power or your energy or your influence. But don't just, it's like, pull yourself back. Try not to get into their space too much right now, because there is an energy of needing things to balance and re-level out between you two. So now for solar plexus chakra, those of you who picked this, who are looking for more information about either your identity, what's going on with you, people who are really looking for information about, what's going on with me and this human stuff right now. So this energy, so what this is saying, it's a hypo throat chakra. And so the hypo throat chakra is an introverted energy, and we never want our chakras to be hypo or hyper. And so what's going on with you right now, it would say you are not speaking up enough for yourself. That why are you feeling the way you are? Why are things happening to you right now? Why are you the human a little lost right now? I would say it's because you have a lump in your throat. It's this inability to clearly ask for or speak for what you want, to clearly communicate what you're intending for yourself. So you need to be your own advocate right now, is what this is saying. You need to be the one asking for it. People aren't going to just sense this. People aren't going to read your mind right now. If you want it, you vibrationally have to put it out there. And your pattern is either to pull back, to want people to understand what you need, maybe just do things for you, or if that's not the energy, not feeling confident speaking or communicating what you truly want, or maybe not even totally knowing how to communicate what you're feeling and put it into words. And so any of these things, the end goal is right now you need to figure out how to put what you need out there so that other people can hear it, because you're not going to get taken care of. The human you, the physical part of you that needs this, it's not going to get in unless you're asking for it, unless you are actually putting yourself out there. So make sure that becomes a part of your energy here in the beginning of this month, and that'll help you get through to the end of this month when energy starts to shift again. So people who picked the heart chakra is about our empaths, maybe people who are feeling a bit emotional, empathic, or really connected to some world stuff right now. So for you, this is all about your intuition and connection to your purpose, which is kind of interesting. Gosh, that's a very interesting energy. So this is all about being the observer. So, if you picked this energy, the heart chakra energy, because you're feeling a lot right now, or because you just don't know what's going on outside of you, you're really intrigued at what's happening in the world, or what's happening in a bigger way, that the world energy, what's going on, or you're feeling certain things but not really sure of what's going on. What they're saying is right now what's happening to you is that intuitively your high self is working really clearly in connection to you, and your high self is coming through in all of your intuitive senses. And so you've got a really highly opened crown and third eye chakra right now. And so everything you're perceiving and feeling is meant to be observed. It's almost like we call this the seed planting stage, when there are things that are happening that you don't completely know, or you're not supposed to act yet. We call this like timelines. It's not the right time yet. What happens is your crown chakra and your third eye chakra are going to be really open. You're going to be getting a lot of information. You're going to have a lot of feelings, but not really know how anything's connecting yet. It's like the dot grid, and you don't know what picture you're drawing yet, but you're still just trying to follow all the dots to create the picture. That's where you are. You're in this phase of getting a lot of information, but not really knowing what or why you're getting it. You're observing a lot, or the energy for you is to be aware, to just observe, to just observe with non-attachment, because everything you're pulling in right now has meaning. It's just not meant for this time yet. So it's almost like you're pulling everything in but not yet ready to understand how this information is going to unfold for you. So stay open, stay observational, try not to make too many judgments. Again, that would be a negative heart chakra quality. Stay open, stay vulnerable to all it. Feel whatever you need to feel, process however you need to process, but it's not time for action. So just wait, because it's all coming into your field right now, but it's not yet ready to make itself clear as to why all this is coming in. So for those of you who picked third throat chakra, throat chakra, this month is going to be about being realistic. So this is all about the human you and connection to being present. So this is an energy that's asking you to be the realist. It's saying you need to be in whatever is, and you need to make sure that you're human is in it. Your human is right there on the front lines. Be realistic is what it's saying. And it's interesting because this is coming up around the throat chakra. And so this is really, it's almost like somebody who's I almost see like the generals, right? I'm in the front lines of any great battle in history, and it's like the generals are the ones on the horses who can see everything, and they're calling out commands and telling these people to do this and these people to do this, yet they're not the ones on the front lines, like processing and going through it. And I know there's a hierarchy here, but it's really about getting realistic. It's about being the person who can communicate what's needed and communicate, again, being able to observe and then communicate what needs to happen, but also make sure you're living it. Make sure you're just not communicating from this like higher up mentality, or this like entitled mentality. It's like, make sure you're communicating and it's not empty words, it's not empty promises. Make sure there's an integrity with what you're saying right now. This is all about being realistic. It's about maybe reviewing what you've already communicated, expectations you've already set. It feels like there's a bit of a I'm here and other people are here. It's just is really getting real, getting in there, getting your hands dirty as well. Anything you would tell somebody else to do right now, you better be ready and willing to do it yourself. There better be an integrity with what you're speaking. And so again, just making sure this month and this beginning of the month here, we're just making sure you're really in alignment. We're making sure that this energy, because it's changing quick, it's going fast, I want you in your energy field to be really honed in, so that as these activations come in, because both red and blue path, you have some intense activations where the energy is going to be triggering around you to make sure that you're ready to be there. Blue path, you're going to get some emotional triggers by people outside of you to test if you're really in alignment and going to trust yourself. Red path, you're going to have to communicate intuitively. You're just going to have to think it and speak it intuitively. And this clears away all the fog, all the clutter that's been surrounding you lately. And so things are moving fast, and there's going to be some potential hiccups along the way depending on where you're expressing a lot of your physical human energy right now, or what your reality looks like, right? Where you're spending a lot of your time right now. And that's why we kind of go through the chakras to see where you're spending your time, to see what could be coming up that could take you out of, again, gaining the mastery of this month. So third eye chakra, the greater perspective. Third eye chakra, my friends, it's all hunky-dory. Everything's right in alignment. Don't worry about it. Third eye chakra, the greater perspective, is everything's in perfection. Everything's happening exactly how it needs to right now. Be in trust that the world is synchronistically aligning for you, that everything's kismet, that everything is aligning at the right time. This is all about crown chakra energy and third eye chakra energy. Again, kind of like where is the observation of the heart chakra, but this is the reverse. So we've got the mind instead of the intuition. We've got the mind in connection to the purpose. And so third eye chakra, for you, what's happening right now, everything in your field is aligning right now in a very specific way, so that it soon enough, and probably sometime during some of these triggers, some of the maybe things your human might perceive as negative, that your mind is going to realize, oh my gosh, this is helping me to understand more of my purpose, more of what I'm supposed to be doing. And so it's saying everything is perfect. Your reality, your world is perfect right now. And I know a lot of people have a hard time seeing perfection in some of the negativity that sometimes surrounds us. And so to know that no matter what your reality looks like, that it's perfect. It's exactly how it needs to be, and why it's happening the way it's happening is so your purpose can come in a package that is basically going to, in hindsight, give you the understanding of, oh my God, that's why that happened. That's why that what I thought was negative happened, and this is now what it means, right? Or it could come in a perfect series of events, but it's saying everything is in alignment. Stay in the flow, try and just trust in everything that's happening outside of you. Stay in that really beautiful flow. Say yes to everything I say when this kind of energy comes up. It's like anybody who offers you to do anything, reaches out to you, just yes, 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 because you want to be in the divine flow of things. Your purpose is coming in through that energy. So then the last one here, crown chakra, those of you kind of focused on your purpose, focused on the spirituality, focused on the higher energetics of things right now. This energy that's coming in right now, it's all about clear intuition. Archangel Raphael has been so very present so much for the past few weeks. Raphael energy is all about clear intention. So it's about being able to see from a bigger perspective. So this is all about where you are right now, wherever you are, whatever you're perceiving, there is yet another higher plateau that you can reach, that you can take yourself. Right now, you're seeing everything from your vantage point, from your beliefs, your, understandings, your truths. The world is colored by your glasses right now. And what Archangel Raphael comes in to do is literally create a shift in your reality so that you can see from the next higher level how and why things were happening the way they were. So it's as if you're standing on a summit and think you're at the top, and then you look up and you see, oh my gosh, there's a summit even higher that would allow you to see even more. And so that's what's happening to you right now. Whatever is shifting, whatever's rocking, whatever you might be questioning about your purpose, where you're going, it's saying right now you're in an observation level that's only giving you so much perspective. What's going to be happening again in this massive changing energy that hits us and activates with this new moon, that Raphael, and those of you with crown chakra, you can even reach out to Raphael and say, give me the perspective, give me the clarity, help me understand what is shifting. Give me that perspective, right? Show me greater. And so when we make that intention, we actually allow ourselves to detach from the expectations of what we've always been perceiving, and then we literally raise ourselves up to be able to see it from a higher, a higher or the next level. And then once you're there and can see better, see greater, see with more clarity and perspective, then you can intend for yourself the next, whatever that next is, right? Once you can kind of see the big picture of what's been happening, then you can start to realign yourself and set new intentions for yourself that get you into that next wave of energy, or what you might call that purpose or that divinity unfolding. So this is just a minor check-in for everybody here at the beginning of this new moon cycle and all the infusion of energy that's going to come in. So this again was really just to make sure your energetic field is really primed and in alignment, making sure you're not getting outside of yourself so that you can live the activation that's coming in. Again, blue path, the activation is some triggers by people outside of you, making you question yourself. And then red path, it's going to be about think it, speak it. Think it, speak it. No censor, no filter. Think it, speak it. I'm giving you permission because it's going to literally shake and rock the foundation and the world of people around you and clear some BS from your field so you can attain that pot of gold. So these are some of the potentials that might come up to take you out of that center so that you can stay in alignment to the mastery and the truth of the red and blue path this month. With so much light and love, until next time.